Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me. In today's video, we will be chatting about Going Beyond the Little White Book by Liz Worth. That is Liz Worth right there. And I had mentioned this book in a previous video that I did a while back where I discussed another tarot book called What the Fuck is Tarot and How Do I Do It? And in that video, I had said, for beginners, for those of you just starting out in tarot and in learning tarot, if you want a book that has a more contemporary approach, but a more well-rounded overview of tarot, then this is the book that I would recommend before perhaps reading a book like What the Fuck is Tarot? And a few of you requested that I do a book review of this, and I apologize that I haven't gotten to it sooner. I just wanted to take some time to flip through the book and refamiliarize myself since it's been a hot minute and I just lost track of time, kind of forgot about it, but here we are. This is the very first tarot book that I ever bought. When I had started getting back into tarot and really learning, I used the free online tarot lessons from Joanne Bunning. And I had just discovered Benabel Wen's blog, so I was slowly making my way through her posts, and she has some great free resources as well. I remember printing out her tarot flashcards and using those, but ultimately I was just using kind of free resources and no books until I saw Benabel's post on this book by Liz Worth, and it sounded like something that was appropriate for my mindset at the time, because I wasn't, at that point in time, I was not interested in the symbolism and all the other esoteric explanations and learning about the whole entire history of tarot. Like, I just wanted to start practicing and using my deck and applying it to my life. And so this seemed like the book for me. And so I bought it, and as you can see, I highlighted the shit out of it, and I did write in the corners just the numbers and the suits of each card, just for a quick reference. The book first starts out with the chapter, How to Use This Book. And there are several sections within that chapter where she discusses that it isn't a memorization game. She talks about card reversals, and that she doesn't go into how to use card reversals. But what she does do is that she explains what a card might mean if you find it in a challenging position, which can be synonymous with reversals if you decide you're going to be using reversals in your readings. And so that's kind of how I used those sections of the book, because at that time I was using reversals. And then she talks a little bit about the court cards and intuition, and then we get into the major arcana and then the suits. What I like about this book is that, you know how sometimes the major arcana gets a lot of information and a lot of attention, but then the suits get shafted, like the minors and the courts, they don't get as much attention. Liz provides equal amounts of information overall for each card. So in this book, we are averaging about 4 to 5 pages for each card, which is pretty good. So I'll just go through one example card and kind of give you a sense of her layout and how she goes through describing that card. So we'll do the Empress. And with each card, what she does is she provides like a key saying, a key phrase that is meant to encompass the main theme, like the main essence of that particular card. And I found that particularly helpful because these key phrases were easy to remember, and then they helped to jog my memory of other details about that particular card. The Empress, go where it is wild. She starts off with the intention of the Empress. I am here to help you see the universe's highest wishes for you. Think of me as a mother who is here to push you towards your full potential. And then Liz presents a mantra. So a mantra for the Empress. I am the creator of my life. I wake each day with gratitude for the possibilities that I can bring forth. And then the book goes into general descriptions of that card. So I'll just kind of paraphrase and read off some of the things I've highlighted here for the sake of time. So the Empress represents fertility, being pregnant with potential, motherhood, ripe with possibility, wild nature, manifesting dreams. And then we go into how the Empress card appears or might appear in a challenging position or as a reversal. So the Empress might mean not focused on the right priorities at this time, feeling stuck or experiencing creative blocks, ignoring your own needs and putting other people's priorities first, or you're not giving your own wishes and needs as much respect as they deserve, or something you're in the process of bringing forward isn't quite ready to be born yet. And then we see examples of how this card might manifest in your overall life. And Liz provides examples for career situation, for relationship situations, other more general possibilities, and then we get into examples of challenges in those same types of scenarios. So, examples of how the Empress might manifest in a career-related reading. An employer or collaborator who is going to give you some kind of opportunity, or if you are an entrepreneurial or creative, the Empress can also speak to your need to now bring your ideas forward. In a relationship, a person who is going to enter your life and bring strong, nurturing qualities, or you could be the one taking on the role of the nurturer within that relationship. And then other overall possibilities, exploring goddess worship or earth magic, something in your life needing your care or attention, in a more literal sense, a pregnancy or a child entering your life. And then some examples of how this card might manifest in a challenging position. So career-related, someone has crossed a barrier with an employer or colleague. So for example, bosses who have become more like mothers in a way, or who treat their employees like children. Or struggling to feel comfortable in your career path. Challenges in relationship. For example, someone who wants to be mothered in a relationship or who wants to almost act as a mother. A challenge from a mother or other close family member. And then an overall challenge, difficulties with a mother figure, or struggle to accept your own role as a caregiver. And then finally, we end with questions to consider when this card appears in a reading. So, for example, what are you ready to create? What is it time for you to give birth to? Are you noticing signs or synchronicities? Are you ignoring your ideas or creative vision? I was able to really take in all the information so quickly and easily, and this really was such a helpful book for me, and I don't hear a lot about it, so I think it's really underrated and it deserves more attention, especially again for beginners who, like I said, are just starting out with tarot and who want to have just a more, down to earth, everyday approach to studying the cards for now. And I think this book is not just for beginners. Sometimes we can get stuck in reading a card a very specific or particular way. And I think that this book is useful in that it might help us to see other ways of looking at a card that we might not have considered before. I hope you found this information helpful. For those of you who might have been on the fence about this book or maybe not knowing quite what to expect with it, I hope that this cleared some of those questions up. And if you have any other questions, please do drop a comment below. And for those of you who have already read the book, I would love to hear your thoughts too. So leave a comment below as well. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.